The Austronesian language ethnic group is the world's most widely spread, spanning from Africa's Madagascar in the west, crossing the Indian Ocean to Easter Island in the Pacific, starting from Taiwan in the north and traversing south to New Zealand. Taiwan's Austronesian language ethnic groups are considered the northernmost of all, and 16 indigenous peoples with a population up to 540,000 are included. They play a critical historical role in the cultural development of the Austronesian family. In order to preserve indigenous history and culture, and to promote the overall development of indigenous peoples, the Council of Indigenous Peoples was established in 1996. Since then, Taiwan has reached a new milestone in promoting indigenous affairs. Indigenous peoples have been living in Taiwan for over 8,000 years. Changes over time have made indigenous land issues more complicated than ever today. Over many years of relentless efforts, we have actively added to existing indigenous reservation lands and counseled indigenous persons to legally obtain reservation lands through their given rights. The Council also hopes to draw more people to recognize indigenous traditional territories. The forest rangers are all local indigenous persons. They have been living here since childhood, and no one else understands and loves the land they protect as they do. With establishment of the forest ranger teams, the spirit of tribal autonomy could be implemented. Carrying out reforestation, tending to the land, and creating monitoring mechanisms while avoiding further deforestation and overdevelopment, and assisting indigenous persons who are using reservation lands beyond prescribed limits by reforming forestation methods and helping them obtain land ownership legitimately. Over the years, natural disasters have wreaked havoc, severely damaging indigenous homes. Restoring connecting roads to the outside world for the tribes is the priority in post-disaster reconstruction. Protecting the lives of indigenous people by providing access to safe housing, preserving tribal culture while reconstructing their homes through basic infrastructure planning and improvement of water quality and access. A new indigenous lifestyle that preserves traditional indigenous culture is possible. To improve environmental capability and the quality of tribal life, the Tribal Environmental Sustainability and new tribal lifestyle development strategies were formulated, which aim to generate consensus on indigenous ethnic identity, promote tribal cultural heritage, use existing resources in traditional fields, cultivate locally grown edible wild plants, promote the planting-based indigenous food culture of the early period, establish tribal consensus. Indigenous tribes are distributed among the unique landscape of areas rich in natural resources. The Council of Indigenous Peoples has consolidated indigenous cuisine, specialty agricultural products, and the surrounding attractions as resources to create more depth and diversity of tourism in indigenous areas in order to achieve the goal of revitalizing the tribal economy.